Sha Carri Richardson's epic comeback, channeling FloJo's energy after World Championship setback. The Phoenix rises. The stadium lights dimmed on one of the most painful nights of Sha Carri Richardson's career. She had entered the 2025 World Athletics Championships as a reigning star, the face of American sprinting, and a symbol of unapologetic confidence. Yet the race ended with disappointment, her timing off, her rhythm broken, her dream of another world title slipping away like sand through her fingers. Critics pounced, doubters resurfaced, and headlines screamed, "Richardson falters." But Sha Carri Richardson is not a woman defined by setbacks. She is defined by comebacks. And this time, she drew upon the spirit of the legendary Florence Griffith Joyner, FloJo, the original queen of speed, style, and strength. The setback that sparked fire. Tokyo 2025 should have been her coronation. She had electrified the track the year before, storming to a world championship title in the 100m, silencing critics who once dismissed her. But sprinting is unforgiving. One misstep can erase months of preparation. Sha Carri's semifinal performance was shaky, slower reaction time, her trademark finishing kick missing. She scraped into the final, but when the gun fired, she struggled. Instead of the ferocious surge the world expected, she faded in the last 30 meters. She finished outside the podium. Cameras caught her biting her lip, tears threatening to spill but never falling. She walked off the track with her head high, though inside, a storm raged. "I didn't lose," she would later say. "I learned." Remembering FloJo. In the days after the loss, Sha Carri retreated into reflection. The walls of her training camp in Dallas were lined with posters of greats, Usain Bolt, Carl Lewis, Allyson Felix. But one image stood above the rest, Florence Griffith Joyner. FloJo was more than a sprinter. She was an icon. With her one-legged speed suits, vibrant nails, and dazzling charisma, she turned sprinting into a performance art. More importantly, she embodied resilience. FloJo faced criticism for her boldness, her style, her very existence as a confident black woman dominating the world stage. Yet she never bent, never dimmed her light. Sha Carri saw herself in FloJo. The energy, the unapologetic confidence, the refusal to conform, it all resonated. Reinvention through pain. The weeks after the championships became a crucible. Sha Carri's coach, Dennis Mitchell, pushed her harder than ever. Instead of dwelling on the loss, they dissected it. Her start needed more explosiveness. Her final 40 meters required sharpening. Her mental focus, while strong, needed recalibration. Days blurred into nights at the training track. Sha Carri worked on resistance sprints, hill workouts, and reaction drills. Her body screamed for rest, but she embraced the pain. Every rep is redemption, she told herself. She also turned to meditation and visualization. She replayed the race in her mind, not with bitterness but with clarity. She imagined herself flying down the track. She journaled every night, writing affirmations. "I am unstoppable. Setbacks sharpen me. FloJo runs with me." The world watches. News outlets buzzed with speculation. Could Sha Carri bounce back? Or had her moment passed? Rivals like Sharika Jackson, Elaine Thompson-Herah, and Julian Alfred were hungry for dominance. Yet the public remained captivated. Sha Carri wasn't just an athlete. She was a cultural force. Her social media presence radiated confidence. Fans adored her flamboyant nails, her colorful wigs, her bold interviews. She made track and field cool again. Sponsors stuck by her. Kids wore Sha Carri shirts. And through it all, she stayed silent about her comeback until the Diamond League season began. The first statement. It was a breezy evening in Zurich when Sha Carri lined up for her first race after the championship disappointment. The stadium buzzed. Could she rise again? The gun fired. Sha Carri exploded out of the blocks with a vengeance. Her strides were smooth, powerful, rhythmic. At 60 meters, she surged ahead. At 80 meters, the crowd rose to their feet. By the finish line, she was a full-stride clay. The clock read 10.63 seconds. A season's best. One of the fastest times in history. She raised a finger to the sky and whispered, "FloJo energy." The comeback had begun. FloJo's spirit in every step. As the season unfolded, Sha Carri seemed transformed. In Paris, she ran 10.65, her fastest wind legal time since her breakout year. In Eugene, she electrified home fans with a blistering 200 proving her versatility. In London, she wore a custom one-legged bodysuit, an homage to FloJo, and dominated the field. The rivalries. No comeback is complete without rivals. Sha Carri Richardson, the Jamaican powerhouse, pushed her in every race. Their duels became instant classics. Jackson with her long, controlled strides, Richardson with her fiery starts and explosive finishes. Julian Alfred, the young sprinter from St. Lucia, represented the next generation. She was fearless, hungry, and fast. Elaine Thompson-Herah, though recovering from injuries, remained a looming shadow, a reminder that sprinting royalty is never easily dethroned. The redemption stage, U.S. trials. The U.S. Olympic trials loomed. This was the gate to Paris 2028, the stage where legends are made. Sha Carri arrived with swagger but also with humility. She knew the pain of missing the Olympics in 2021. She wasn't about to repeat history. In the 100-meter final, she faced a stacked field: Melissa Jefferson, Aaliyah Hobbs, Tamari Davis. The gun fired, and Sha Carri burst forward. Her form was pristine, her speed untouchable. She crossed the line in 10.58 seconds, a new personal best. The Olympic dream. Paris awaited. The city of lights, history, and destiny. For Sha Carri, it wasn't just about medals. It was about rewriting her story. She walked into the stadium wearing FloJo-inspired nails, shimmering gold and purple, and a bodysuit that screamed both fashion and ferocity. The world held its breath as she lined up. Could this be the crowning moment? The gun fired. She ran like a storm unleashed, knees high, arms pumping, hair blazing in the wind. Every stride carried the echoes of FloJo. Every second screamed redemption. At the finish line, she leaned forward. The clock froze, 10.55 seconds. Olympic champion. Fastest woman alive. Legacy secured. The victory was more than gold. It was vindication. It was the final act of a story that began in heartbreak and ended in triumph. Sha Carri Richardson had done what many thought impossible. She had channeled FloJo's spirit, survived public scrutiny, embraced her flaws, and emerged not just as a champion but as an icon. She stood on the podium, tears in her eyes, nails glistening under the Paris sky. The anthem played. She mouthed the words, then whispered softly, "This is for FloJo. This is for me. This is for everyone who's ever been told they're too much." More than a runner, Sha Carri Richardson's epic comeback is more than a sports story. It's a story of resilience, identity, and self-belief. She showed the world that setbacks are not the end, they are the soil from which greatness grows. She is not Florence Griffith Joyner. She is Sha Carri Richardson, fiery, fearless, and unforgettable. And like FloJo before her, she has etched her name not just in record books but in hearts. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like and share. Till next time.